Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the impact of K-pop in Indonesian economy. But before we start, what do you guys know about K-pop? So, Korean pop or K-pop is a popular music genre originating from South Korea. K-pop songs are heavily influenced by various genres of music, like hip-hop, jazz, and rock. Hallyu or K-pop fever. Hallyu is a term that refers to the popularity of Korean pop culture, such as Korean TV shows, Korean music, and Korean movies or Korean dramas throughout Asia and other parts of the world. You guys must be familiar with the name EXO, Red Velvet, BTS, and Blackpink. Well, those are a few examples of K-pop group names that have gone worldwide. Their fans are not only from Indonesia, in fact, their fans are almost all over the world. In 2011, K-pop began to spread to a number of Asian countries and even Europe. Indonesia is no exception. At first, in 2002, Korean dramas were introduced in Indonesia through private television. One title that is very popular, namely Endless Love. After that, no less than 50 Korean drama titles filled the entertainment industry in the country. The popularity of the Korean drama makes everything Korean is popular in Indonesia. One of them in the field of music. Not a few Korean drama artists who also work as singers, because in general, Korean dramas presents the original soundtrack even sung by the actor or actress himself. This is where Korean pop music started in Indonesia. Based on a Twitter report released on 26th of January on 2022, Indonesia is listed as the country with the largest number of K-pop fans in cyberspace in 2021. The second position of the country with the most K-pop fans according to Twitter is Japan, followed by the Philippines, South Korea, and the United States. Not only as the country with the highest number of K-pop fans on Twitter, Indonesia is also listed as the country that talks the most about K-pop on the social media platform. The current existence of K-pop artists has influenced millennial preferences in several ways. For example, the increasing use of Korean skincare and makeup products, Korean style, Korean foods consumptions, and others. The past few years, it is proven that K-pop has grown rapidly. Based on Twitter research released on 30 of July 2021, from 1 July 2020 to 30 of June 2021, there were approximately 7,500,000 tweets related to K-pop. That number broke the previous year's record of 6,100,000 tweets. From 2010 to 2021, the average increase in the number of tweets about K-pop reached 131% per year. From this data, we can see that K-pop fans are growing. Especially in the current era of globalization, technology is very sophisticated and can facilitate access to information, one of which is knowing how the K-pop is developing. with technology that has grown rapidly, may Kpop have many penetrated into the digital realm and international markets. Talking about technology, of course it's not far from e-commerce. E-commerce is a form of technological development in the economic field. In addition to utilizing digital technology, e-commerce also requires databases, email, and other non-internet technologies. In the last few years, many e-commerce have appeared. The development of e-commerce in Indonesia is currently fairly rapid. There are several e-commerce that keep popping up, such as Tokopedia, which was founded in 2009, Bukalapak, which was founded in 2010, Beli under the Jarum appeared in 2010 and was launched in 2011, and in 2012, the Zeta Group was followed by which started operating the site in Indonesia. Then, in the December 2015, Shopee entered Indonesia. The tight competition in the e-commerce industry certainly makes the management of the organization looking for ways to win the e-commerce market. One way that can be done to win the competition is to by using targeted promotion strategies. Researcher Institute for Development of Economic and Finance, citing Data, e-commerce marketing strategy currently focuses on increasing the number of users. Some of the methods used are holding events and attracting artists or idols as brand ambassadors. In Indonesia, collaboration with K-pop artists or idols is mostly done by e-commerce companies. Then, what is the reason for a brand to attract K-pop artists or idols? From the results of the population census conducted by the Statistics Indonesia or BPS, it is known that the total population of Indonesia until 2020 is dominated by Generation Z and the Millennial generation. Of the 270 million and 200 population of Indonesia, there are 25.87% millennials and 27.94% Generation Z. This figure is a market share that can be utilized by Indonesian companies or brands. In addition, the Millennial generation and Generation Z of Indonesia are generally smart in using technology and also idolize influencers, in this case, K-pop artists or idols. This can be seen from the results of the Ida Times survey in 2019 that 40.7% of K-pop fans in Indonesia come from the age group of 20 to 25 years, 38.1% are aged 15 to 20 years, 11.9% aged more than 25 years, and the minimum percentage was from the age of 10 to 15 years, which was 9.3%. In addition, the demographics of K-pop fans in Indonesia are also dominated by women, which was 92.1%. One example of an e-commerce company that hooks up with K-pop groups, namely Tokopedia. Tokopedia recruits BTS and Blackpink as brand ambassadors. Based on data from SimilarWeb, which is a digital audience measurement company, the number of visits to the platform on Tokopedia from January to March on 2021 was on January, there is 138 million visits, and on February, 126 million visits, and on March, there is 141 million visits. The number of visits to the Tokopedia platform increased after the announcement of two brand ambassadors, namely BTS and Blackpink. This can be seen from the results of research conducted by iPrice, which is a price and voucher comparison site, and collaborated with App Annie and SimilarWeb, to find out the ranking of e-commerce applications on the iOS and Android platforms, as well as the average monthly website visits. According to the iPress report quoted on Sunday, 28th of November 2021, it revealed that Tokopedia was still the most visited e-commerce in the third quarter of 2021. iPress reported that this was seen from the number of monthly web visitors, which reached 158,100,000 visits, up 7% from the previous quarter, which amounted to 147,800,000 visits. BTS and Blackpink are also present at the Indonesian Shopping Time or WIB TV show, which is held by Tokopedia at the end of every month. This program was created to encourage increased sales of Tokopedia partners who mostly sell local products. At the 2021 press conference, Erwin Dwi Saputra, SVP of Fulfillment Tokopedia, said that the WIB program or WIB program succeeded in increasing seller transactions by 26 times compared to the 2020 period. This e-commerce also relies on the South Korean boy band BTS. That way, it can be seen that K-pop brand ambassadors have a significant influence on purchasing decisions at Tokopedia. That's why many e-commerce use K-pop brand ambassador. Starting from Tokopedia as well as other e-commerce such as Shopee with Stray Kids as a brand ambassadors, Lazada with Lee Min Ho, and Bli with Park Seo Joon. The development of e-commerce business greatly affects economic growth in Indonesia. In this case, it also affects the development of the digital economy in Indonesia. The digital economy is all economic activities carried out by utilizing the internet and digital devices. The influence of e-commerce on the economic growth of selling goods and services online and conventionally has similar implications for the increase in GDP or gross domestic product, which is an indicator commonly used to determine economic growth from year to year. As we know, when GDP increases, it means that the country is experiencing economic growth. Bank Indonesia even mentioned that in 2019, the number of e-commerce transactions per month reached 11 trillion to 13 trillion rupiah. The e-commerce industry has bright prospects and can become the backbone of Indonesia's digital economy. Institute for Development of Economics and Finance and Data Persada Laboratory, with the support of Google, released a report towards an inclusive digital economy. The report concludes several data, including the total contribution of the digital economy to Indonesia's GDP in 2018, which reached 814 trillion rupiah, or 5.5% of GDP, and added 5,700,000 new jobs, or 4.5% of the total workforce. When Tokopedia held the WIB event or WIB event in 2021 with BTS as the brand ambassador, it was recorded that the transactions of sellers participating in the event increased 26 times compared to the period in 2020. This achievement is clear evidence that BTS or K-pop has contributed to boosting consumer purchasing power and of course driving Indonesia's economic growth. So, that's the topic for today, and see you on the next video.